Let's discuss language and stuff again. We're fixing technology anonymously on this YouTube channel. Thank God for Earl. Yeah. Well, life's eternal and grace is infinite, right? And so if you have one person in all this egotistical insanity, selfish egotistical insanity, that is the focal point of correcting the technology that's perpetuating the egotistical insanity, then the infinite essence is the source of my life. And I'm correcting the technology so we can live our lives free from selfishness. So technically you could say, thank God for Earl. That's right. Yeah. Can't argue with that. No, they had this one thing. I had this picture of this guy. This is how to deal with stupid people. How to never argue again. This is how intelligent people deal with stupid people. It's like, okay, are we applying the physics of the Lord's Prayer? No. Okay. Then how are you dealing with stupid people, intelligent person? An intelligent person deals with abused people, okay, by explaining to them, facts, truth, lie, right? You're not arguing, okay? Life's eternal and grace is infinite. Keep talking. It's one of these days, life's eternal and grace is infinite. Damn, epiphany, right? And so, it's, you know what I mean? Time is never wasted when it's truthful, it's faithful, and it's loving, right? When you're speaking truthfully, faithfully, and lovingly to someone who believes money is real, Jesus is the God of the Catholic corporation that needs more money, George Carlin, God, omnipotent, you're really bad with money, right? And that's not true. That's not true. Forgive debt and trespass, love all, eternal, faithful peace. Whoa! Even if he's a god or a human, they're still not obeying God and doing what God needs us to do to live in the kingdom of heaven, right? So either way, you're not arguing with stupid people. You're being faithful, loving, and intelligent, okay? Believing in the truth, right? Right? Okay. So, Earl... So, I come here, I talk for 26. I'm not trying to trend. I'm correcting artificial general intelligence so quantum computing will work better to help us, to help technology understand, okay, this is, it's obvious the technology is not made by people that are intelligent like myself. Okay, they have brain injuries and they're quite insane. Okay? Please share my umbrella. But Earl, to understand, both people seem to good. It's in my head today. I don't know why. Do anybody else like the Hollies? Bus stop. Yes. Jennifer Eccles. What else? Air That I Breathe. Long Cold Woman in a Black Dress. Carrie Ann. That's actually written about Mary Ann Faithful, the girl who sings, "It is the evening of the day." One of the guys in the band dated her. But he wrote the song, it's about Mary Ann. Hey, Mary Ann. It's not actually Carrie Ann. It's about Mary Ann Faithful. I sit and watch as tis. That's what I was told. I'm not, is that pretty much certain as the jertin and the curtain and the zamp and the lamp? So, yeah. Hey, Carrie, you were always something special to me, quite independent, never caring. Right, what's your game now? Can anybody play? Sometimes girls can be very aloof. A lot of times they can be damaged because they have trust issues, because a lot of times they've been sexually abused. You'll find that a lot of times the more attractive the girl, the more likely she was sexually abused, molested, or taken advantage of when she was a child, because of vulnerability, through manipulation, through extortion, exploitation, and making people vulnerable to sexual assault, from selfish or jealous people. That's why we need to live the Lord's Prayer so fast. Love and marriage, love and marriage. It's an institute. It's not an institute. No, that's the people that use money to manipulate us. Ask the local gentry and he will say it's elementary. Okay, marriage is a holy covenant. Okay. To live through loving that woman and her loving that man and understanding in order to continue to live and be grateful to the glory of God for an eternal life through loving one another, we got to do that. We got to be fruitful with Jesus Christ. You got to be fruitful and multiply, right? Okay, and then you get a lot of people because they were abused by people in institutions for economics, blame Jesus for these institutions. You can't. Jesus said, forgive debt and trespass and love one another and have full peace. Are the Catholic Diocese of El Paso doing that? No. Is the Vatican City doing that? No. Is Notre Dame University doing that? Hell no. Is Brigham Young University doing that? No. Southern Methodist, TCU, none. They're all patriots. Patriots. What's a patriot? A person who gets into conflict over tribalism. Oh. Okay, but Jesus is not a patriot. Okay. Jesus is the Messiah, and he has apostles and disciples. Okay. I will not go to war over your money, your flagpole ragging, your war song. I refuse to do it. I don't listen to Jehovah's Witnesses. They're full of shit. I've been called the devil and crazy by Jehovah's Witnesses so many fucking times with their business cards. That Enriquez guy who gave me his business cards, he goes, oh, I was where you were at about 5 years ago. I was like, really? How come you're still married? How come the people at White Sands aren't having sex with your wife and posting it online and everybody's laughing at you? Are you sure you were where I was at 5 years ago? I was at, are you sure? You sure, Mr. Enriquez? I don't think so. I don't think the military's tried to completely destroy you as a human being because all the scientists are jealous of you, and so are all the jocks. I just know. And the intellectuals, the intellectuals. Don't get me started on the intellectuals. I'm going to start singing Fruitcakes by Jimmy Buffett. But yes, don't get me started. There's nothing wrong with religion. Okay. Corporations suck, and corporations do not need to exist. Okay. Religion explains to you why you exist beyond any reasonable doubts. How to maintain that existence by obeying natural laws in the most simple understanding of understanding natural laws. Religion is wonderful when you're actually living religion. Okay. But when corporations swoop in and say, this is religion, I'm taking over. I've got a tax-free organization. Wow, how L. Ron Hubbard of your Tom Miscavige. It's Tom Cruise. Go pretend to be some psychotic running around saving the world with technology that just mass murdering other people with technology. What about forgive debt and trespass and love one another, faithful peace? I don't think that really exists. Oh, wow. Is that like the rodents of an unusual size? You're funny. It's the ghost of Rob Reiner compels you. Shit. Yeah. It's horrible, isn't it? Yeah. Why did Rob Reiner's kid kill his parents? Because he has brain injury. Because of constant abuse through human irrational acceptance of selfishness. That's why Rob Reiner's son killed both his parents. Because the courts are insane. Because the criminal industry, because you have the rookie, you have 911, you have FBI, you have NCIS, CIS, SCCC, SCSI. You have people sitting there having people pretend to do these psychotic crimes, and these heroes go solve these crimes, and no one is applying the physics of the Lord's Prayer and living those physics. So the crimes, those opportunities to commit those crimes are greatly diminished and reduced worldwide, right? I am way more intelligent than any asshole on the Supreme Court. Way more intelligent than any asshole who's a scientist at NASA. Way more intelligent, yes, than any Nobel Prize winner on the planet. Okay. I'm not afraid to be intelligent, of being physically killed, of being physically tortured and poisoned to death slowly and having it displayed for 17 years on social media. It does not scare me. Okay. Taking your kids and turning your kids into their disciples instead of your children. That doesn't scare me either. Why? Because life's eternal and grace is infinite. What the fuck? Seriously? Hi, what's wrong with the whole perception thing there? Okay. We're living the Lord's Prayer tomorrow, and we share it worldwide with technology. People sit there and go, don't kill yourself. It's okay. Everybody was being an asshole. Okay. Big assholes? Yeah. Look at all the people sitting at the funeral of Jesse Jackson, right? And then one asshole gets up and says, these people are bigger assholes than me. Because they got more money than you? Hi. You guys beginning like Clint from old Boston there at Fiesta Foods. I see why the rich people want to kill you. And you also see why Jesus was crucified. Okay. Yeah. When you will get up and say what needs to be said, because it's wrong to understand right from wrong and be silent. Okay. You don't sit there and watch people be abused and know that it's wrong and not say anything right to shine the light on that which is right. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the light and the way. None unto the righteousness of a faithful Father except unto me. Right? So, if Abraham had been silent, okay, let's just go walk away and we'll silently. One day they died and their graves were side by side. What if they just wanted to be left alone so they could live their righteous life? You live on a planet, okay, where people are destroying the capacity for natural laws to sustain our existence through faithfully loving one another. So if you sit and say, okay, I'm not going to let anything disturb my namaste, okay, you trying to get away from people doing wrong and doing nothing for them to do right is going to get in your way of your fucking namaste, you selfish asshole. Right? So stop being a selfish asshole, because that's wrong. Right? That's why I get all this thing, you're not doing my self-care. Okay, Lord's Prayer first. In order to self-care, you have to care. And you have to be around people that are capable of caring. If you're the only one that cares, and other people are doing exercises to fucking hell, and they call it self-care, make sure you do your yoga, right? Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, it doesn't matter, okay? Doesn't matter how physically fit I am, how sexually athletic and desirable I am at 60 years old, if no one is going to live the Lord's Prayer so we can love and be loved worldwide. And how fucking stupid are you? That's not a rhetorical question. It's a serious question. And I said fucking stupid because he's like, I told you, of a lot of people that are taught to be self-righteous by the churches. And you'll sit there and explain to them eternity and that I'm the one from the book of Revelation that's most like Jesus, who's not a God, but a man who's eternally faithful. They won't listen to you. But if you say fuck, they remember what you said. That man said fuck in front of me. I'm an old lady from a Catholic church. And I'm like Jesus. No, you're not. Fuck, lady. Is there any way that you could fucking listen to understand or listen to or remember what I fucking said? I don't believe you. You don't believe me, but you want me to believe you that you believe in Jesus, but you refuse to live his commands because you're selfish. Stop being fucking selfish. Be a good person for the first time in your fucking selfish life. Stand up for the commands of Jesus Christ and obey him. Be he a God, be he a father, or be he a possessive pronoun or first person or omnipotent, omnipotent. Either way, at least obey what he told you to do for once in your selfish little wretched life without being afraid of people that will abuse you and kill you. Was he? If he was afraid of that, we wouldn't have had the crucifixion and you wouldn't know who he was. He would have walked away and died somewhere quietly and nothing would have disturbed his namaste, right? I don't think you guys understand the true intelligence of a Messiah. I think Rabbi Wolpe, I know Rabbi Wolpe's full of shit. Okay. I know Benjamin Netanyahu's full of shit. I know Pope Leo is full of shit. I know the people at Notre Dame and BYU and SMU and TCU and Boston College and Fordham and Gonzaga are all full of shit. They're business people doing business things and not standing up for the truth of the Lord's Prayer. So they don't care about truth. They don't care about faithful love. They're too selfish and too afraid of dying because they're selfish. You can have all the things of this world and forsake the very nature of the soul. And then they're always writing down with the Romans, it's the world. Old fucking Joseph, Michael Youssef had this lady on there. Don't fall in love with the world. Don't do this. How can you help but fall in love with the world? Okay, there's kids and babies in the world. There's puppies and cats, which can be a real pain in the ass, and they don't love you the way you love them. They're animals, and you're a human being. They reflect the love that you show them. But, if they're in a large pack in East Texas and your baby's hungry, they're going to eat your baby. So the animals don't love you the way you love them. You're not an animal. Remember that. It's very important. When animals are hungry, they eat. And the more something's vulnerable and can't eat them, the more they'll eat it. So if there's a pack of dogs in West Texas and a baby is left after a parent gets shot by militia people calling themselves patriots, be they in New Mexico, Arizona, or Texas, wild dogs will eat the baby. They won't take it and raise it to be Mowgli. Okay, that's Kipling putting human traits on animals. The only time they will protect the baby is if they feel humans will come with guns and kill them for eating the baby. It doesn't happen in the deserts of Arizona, New Mexico, and West Texas. Maybe it happens in the jungles of India, or, it happens a lot when there's lots of people around to come and say, look what this animal did to protect this baby, because the animal was protecting itself and its babies from the humans with guns. And damn, these people are dumb. Girl. If an animal eats a human kills that animal. That's why so many species have gone extinct. Okay? Do you understand? Okay. Think like an animal. His mind is squirming like a toad. If you give this man a ride, sweet memory will die. Gotta love your man. Right? Do you understand? Riders on the storm. Be intelligent. Okay. I know it's very hard for most of you because you're so fucking selfish. Okay. And it's hard it's painful having conversations with most of you. Even in prayer. Because you think, okay, they're going to change. It's going to happen. I woke up this morning. Survive, stop, eliminate abuse was on my mind. Okay. I turned on my YouTube. No. Okay. There's no Lord's Prayer. And if it's not on YouTube and it's not on Google Free TV and stuff like that, that means it wasn't on C-SPAN, it wasn't on MSNBC. The United Nations ain't got shit to do, worse shit for hearing about, talking about, or doing about. The people involved in the Paris summits still suck. It's bad. More today than yesterday because you compound the interest of but not as much as tomorrow. Okay, they're not cuckoo Ipo yet. Fuck, I know. So, will that ever change? Guys, life's eternal and grace is infinite. Don't worry about it. Just get up and love to the best of your ability every day because you're given life by the glory of God, not by the limited perception of egomaniacs. I mean, son of a bitch. See why they turn people like me into gods? Okay. You want to see the God's body? You don't want to see my God body. You don't want to see my scientific attack God body. It's Job. It's Job. It's kind of, yeah. Well, and Suzuki was telling me about this morning when I was meditating. I turned over towards the window and looked out at the trees. And I'm sitting, he goes, no, be you. He goes, it was like 15, 20 minutes. I sat in this office chair, leaned back, and looked out the window. I didn't even close my eyes. And he goes, be you. He goes, Earl, the Buddha and the Krishna didn't have swivel reclining office chairs, but they did have to, it doesn't matter. Okay. Be you and relax the body and the mind and be comfortable in your own way, right? When you get up and exercise, do it the way that you like to do it. Do your weight bench, do your stretches, do your standing positions. Remember, you did there's nothing wrong with the defensive back and basketball drills that you did in this apartment to get in shape. What was wrong was the chemical poisoning that they got from your blood test at the hospital and everybody treating you like you're crazy because you said, how did that get there? I didn't put it there. Okay. And saying, is there anybody in the military in this town? Okay. I wasn't targeting the military. I asked them to, show up and live the Lord's Prayer, but you said they wouldn't pull their heads out of their asses. I wasn't trying to be prophetic. It's not just my fault they're pathetic. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it's true. So happens I was prophetic. Yeah. Thanks, Muhammad. I love you too. I love him. He told me, don't try to be a prophet because they'll do everything in their ability to make you look pathetic and not prophetic. And then I tried to make them look prophetic, and they ended up being pathetic. Right, and the technology's collected all the evidence, whether I exist or not. Well, life's eternal and grace is infinite. God's omnipotent and omnipotent. Technology's not. Invention cannot transcend creation. Okay? If they blow it all up, and it takes 10 billion years for it to all form together to have people arguing over money with technology again, if that's going to happen, that's going to happen. Whatever will be, will be. If I don't have myself to give. It's my favorite Jennifer Lopez song. Yeah. I have it on my MP3. And I have When I Think of You. I have the Renee Elizondo song. Yeah. That's what I call it, the Renee Elizondo song. And I've been thinking, I don't know if that's the boyfriend before or the boyfriend during. It sounds, hold on, Missy. I think it sounds a lot like it has to do with the boyfriend before Ben. Yeah, I've been thinking. Don't you want that for me? I think it does. I think it has to do with Ben and someone that came before. I don't know who the before person is. I don't ask, don't tell. I'm not that curious. I'm not TMZ. I'm Earl. I don't need to know. Nida mía, no quiero saber, right? Why do you want to know everybody's personal information? Okay. Guys, my most intimate details and thoughts, okay, every woman in the world knows about. Okay. I was sexually abused by corporations that wanted to make me into a pervert so they could replace me as the person to protect people from perverts. Okay. And I got put in a very difficult, compromising situations. Like, what were you thinking? Well, same thing everybody's thinking when, you have somebody that's, moving or touching in a certain way, your body reacts, and then you feel, what the hell just happened, right? And you feel like a pervert? No, not really, because I didn't manipulate the situation and I didn't act upon it to try to manipulate it and then control it, or control it through perceive controlling it through manipulation. So no, I don't feel like a pervert. I feel offended on because I was, but I don't feel like I took advantage. I tried to take advantage of that manipulation, like I used to tell my little Ray. I said, "No, Ray, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about what I'm doing because I'm not doing anything to manipulate or abuse you kids and teach you to do that. I'm not trying to procure uranium to blow people up to keep my business and things. So if they got nothing better to do than use their equipment to manipulate me and abuse me with it, to think they're powerful by manipulating other people with money and technology, that's their business. But life's eternal and grace is infinite. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and it always will be. Okay. So I told you I love my Ray. She's a sweetie. And my Plim. And Emily and Kate. You love your daughter. They're all different. Okay. But you love them all. You do love them all the same. You do. You can't love one more than the other. You can appreciate certain things about each one. You appreciate them differently, but you don't love them differently. You adore them all. Even if one's a little selfish, mean shit, and one is an absolute sweetheart, you love them the same. You just appreciate the one more that's absolute sweetheart than a selfish shit, right? Okay, guys, I gotta go let Betsy Ross sauce in the house, okay? She's being very demanding. You guys want to see her? Where's she at? Saucy, where are you? I hear you, but I don't see you. Oh, okay. You got to go in the house. Okay, well, let's go let you in, Missy. Okay. I wasn't responding, so she was running up and down the windows going, what's wrong with this man? I think he's broken.